Good morning, guys and gals. Hey, Nitro, Byrd, thanks for the shout outs. And here we go. This video is really for you, but any other person that has the RC8.2. This is the setup right here, guys, to get started. First of all, on the RC8.2, your tank may be running fine. I highly doubt it, because I've had several, and just those 8.2 tanks, which is the RC8 tanks, they literally suck. They suck air. So on the RC8.2, the first thing, Nitro Byrd, you have to go get the RC8B.2 fuel tank, part number 81120. It's about $24, $25, I think. I'm not sure, but anyway, need to get that, my friend, for sure. First thing, pick up the RC8B.2 tank and post grommets as well, part number 81122. Next thing, pick up the RC8B.2 pad spring, 81038, and I'll explain that to you in a minute why we need those. This is really important right here. The RC8 spur gear, 46 tooth. 44 comes with the kit. You need to get a 46. And this kind of goes back to that gearing ratio I was talking about. This 46 is going to give you, you're adding teeth, so you're going to get more low end. But for every 2 tooth that you go up on your spur gear, you can go up 1 gear on your pinion, which will give you the same outdrive. Say, the kit comes with a 44 and a 16. Well, if you put a 46 and then you put a 17 tooth on it, you're still getting the same gear ratio, if you follow me. A 44 and a 16 is the same gear ratio as a 46 and a 16. So that's a trick, guys. Remember that. Every 2 teeth you go up on a spur, you can go up on a pinion and keep the final outdrive. Next, RC8 center drive, +3. Some of the later kits in the 8.2 came with the +3 millimeter. That's for the rear drive shaft. It sits a little further up in the center diff. A little better. You don't have to have that, but it quiets the car down. It sits better up in the holster there in the center diff. Another thing I would recommend, don't have to have this, but it's the RC8.2 graphite tire. The rear, 89.564. And the RC8.2 graphite tire front, 89.563. This is also pretty important, guys. The millimeters on the gaskets. It comes with a 0.2. You need to change this out to a 0.5. You may not think so, but that little 0.3 is the volume that you can put of oil, diff oil, in your diffs, and your center diffs, and your rear and front diffs. So in the center diff, you need to upgrade to that. All this is pretty cheap stuff. Next thing, PT Racing shock and diff oil. 8K in the back, you see it in the bottle. 8K needs to go in the center, 5 in the front, 5 in the back. I know Associated is pretty decent. People actually go and look for the Associated for their other cars. I've had kind of the same experience as Raja. Mine kind of evaporates sometimes. Crazy, yeah, but it will. And it's very inconsistent. Sometimes, some days you can get longer run times out of it, and some days you're like, where'd my diff oil go? So PT Racing, they make a great diff oil. And this is what the big dogs are running, guys. This is what they're running. So Nitro Byrd, try 8 in the middle, or 8 in the center, 5 in the front, 5 in the back. That's going to get you right where you need to be in the ballpark. I wanted to throw this out because I know, to me, servos are one of the most underrated thing on your car. People say, not people, most everybody, me included, when I first started, oh, I think I'll go with the cheaper servos. But you really don't have to have them as far as the bashing and the backyard bashing and stuff like that. So I know most everybody that I'm seeing out there using a little lower quality servo, which is fine. But let me help you out. ProTech makes this ProTech RC receiver voltage stabilizer. And the reason I bring this up, because most of the cheaper servos, the ounces that they're pulling, the torque is just not there. And a lot of guys are putting the return springs on, rubber bands, hair ties. That's all fine. That's good. That's going to give you a good feel. But the problem comes in when these servos cannot pull that torque, you know, of a rubber band or a return spring. It won't pull it well. Well, you can get this ProTech RC receiver voltage stabilizer. It's about $7. You can throw this in your car, and you don't have to run the return spring. Because what this does is when your receiver runs low or dies, or your battery, I'm sorry. When your battery dies or runs low and it doesn't send enough power to your receiver, this voltage stabilizer will draw from there. The receiver will draw from the stabilizer, and it kind of lets you know, oh, hey, the battery's going dead, you better stop it. And it stops the runaways. You won't have the runaways with this as well. So guys, if you're running a return spring on a cheaper servo, take it off. Go buy $7 ProTech RC receiver voltage stabilizer. That'll help out as well. I'm out.